Okay, so I am reacting to a video, I-80 pileup in Cheyenne, Wyoming. So it looks like there are some tractor trailer cars that were in an accident that are stopped on the highway, and it looks like cars are coming in behind them, not noticing because of the snow that traffic is stopped. And I know that that's not something that you would ordinarily expect when you're traveling at a high rate of speed on a highway. And I'm not sure how the weather ordinarily is in Wyoming. There's a possibility that maybe they don't get that bad of weather over there in the wintertime, so that may present an issue. And I want to say at the outset, I truly pray and hope that everyone involved in this is okay, and that if there were any injuries, that there were minor injuries. But yeah, these accidents, multi-vehicle accidents on a highway, happen more frequently than you would think. And they can be extremely dangerous and catastrophic just because of the extreme rates of speed that people are driving. So let me see here. It looks like people are getting out of their cars and running away from the scene. And it looks like they might be trying to warn people about the traffic stopped ahead, or just checking in on the people that were involved in the accident and trying to help. Okay. Okay. All right. So I'm Blake Zaccagnino. I handle mostly personal injury claims in New York State, and what I like to do on this channel is I like to react to Instagram videos that I see that remind me of cases that I've handled in the past, issues that I've researched, or things that remind me of legal concepts. And this terrifying video reminded me of multi-vehicle accidents in New York State, or a chain reaction accident in New York State. And generally, from my experiences, that involves two or more, usually around three vehicles, at least three vehicles being involved in an accident at one time. And usually how we see it play out is there's some sort of a chain reaction of whether it be the lead vehicle reacting to some sort of a roadside hazard that suddenly stops, that then causes the car behind them to stop suddenly, and maybe that causes an accident, and maybe the third vehicle in line is not paying attention and doesn't notice what's happening in front of them, and they're involved in the accident. So generally it's more than two vehicles being involved in an accident at the same time. And the more vehicles involved, the more complicated the legal analysis is regarding who was at fault. But I wanted to at least jump into some ideas here. The first idea that we have in New York State law is, in general, there's a presumption of responsibility in a rear-end multi-vehicle accident that the rearmost driver is responsible. There's also a similar section of the law that deals with rear-end accidents in general, and generally if you can establish that the vehicle ahead who was struck from behind was at a complete stop at the time the accident happened, then there's an assumption or presumption that the person that hit the other vehicle from behind was at fault. So there's a similar presumption in this case, and the thing with presumptions in New York State law is they can be rebutted, meaning that the law will assume a fact that then could be contradicted by the other side or disproven by the other side. Another concept in multi-vehicle accidents is if the lead vehicle did something negligent that then led to some sort of a chain reaction accident, or acted negligently that then led to another accident happening, sometimes that person is held into the case and is held responsible. So it will really come down to an analysis of what the lead vehicle did, whether it was negligent, and probably most importantly, whether it was a cause of the other accident, or what we call proximate cause. in the law. Another issue that comes up on these multi-vehicle accidents is sudden stopping. So a defense or a way to rebut the presumption of being hit from behind, putting that on the rearmost driver, is if the lead vehicle negligently and abruptly or suddenly stops. So that's something that we see often. And probably most commonly what we see as far as issues that come about in these cases is the sequence of the accidents, meaning who struck who first. And a lot of the times in these cases, if a driver is at a more favorable position, after the discovery happens and depositions happen, one side will try to have the case dismissed just on papers before a trial even happens. And one way that the party opposing it can overcome that and get their day in court is to show that there's a conflict of the sequence of the accidents. Because if there's a conflict of evidence over that, then a judge can't say as a matter of law that it's one person's fault. That has to be up to the jury or the judge if it's a bench trial after hearing all the facts. So that's all I got in this video. If there's any other topic that you're interested in or you have any comments for me, leave it in the comments below. Thank you.